afternoon. Thank you all for being here. We're going to go ahead and call the meeting of the Conventions, Tourism, and Public Entertainment Facilities to order. Appreciate you all being here, and I detect a quorum. We're going to start with Resolution 2019-1710 by Virgil Roberts O'Connell. It accepts a grant from the Nashville Convention and Visitors Corporation to the Metro government to help offset expenses incurred for emergency management for the 2019 National Football League Draft. Can I have a motion?
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes. Free money.
Free money. It might be free money, but I have a question about how we came up with the amounts. Terry, can you share?
We have dozens of meetings with every department of Metro leading up to these events, and it's a collaborative process of what do you need, what can we afford, and let's work together to make that happen.
Do we know what the exact costs were by department for what we spent?
We're actually working on that to the exact letter, but and we got an email out. I know with the fire department, along with the Office of Emergency Management, is under my care, and what we've done as far as the formula, we'll have it ready for the fire department, but with the Office of Emergency Management, our numbers exceeded, like they gave us $10,000 to assist with that. And what we do is try to equate the operational budget, the personnel staffing. We got volunteers, even though we don't pay them, we still calculate the hours, the uses of our equipment, and all that combined together as well. Of course, I think it's close to $16,000 just for the event itself. But there's certain formulas that we use in declarations with FEMA, like if it's a disaster, when you start equating the equipment or equating volunteers. Even though that wasn't a disaster, of course, it was actually a home run. We were very appreciative that that they came to us and asked, well, what can we do to help you? Because remember, the budget, we did not plan for the NFL draft. And when you start talking about the numbers for the fire department, it's well over $300,000. They were very helpful in giving us a donation, even though we're not talking about that today. I know this is Office of Emergency Management. It's a smaller section. They gave us $10,000, which was very appreciative because it was utilized to make sure that we had proper staffing to make that event go off like it did. And I think all the departments that participated in that, from fire, police, and parks, and OEM, of course, and everybody did such a great job. I said this earlier, I don't want to miss any departments. Everybody that worked very hard. When you think about 600,000 people coming into this city, and as little issues that we had, the problems that we had could happen on any Thursday, Friday, or Saturday.
Yeah.
And if you came down and enjoyed that, the view of the personnel that we had and the footprint that we used and how we did it, it was kudos to all the planning and all the people that was there. But we wanted to make sure we had enough staff to manage that amount of people, and I think we did it. We're getting the numbers together for council just to sort of show you how we calculate. It won't equate to what was given, but what was given was very appreciative. And I want to make that known. So,
well, I was very happy to see the fire department. I know we see the police all the time, everywhere. But being that we were able, I saw several firemen who were there and lending a helping hand. I thought was very good. I think we lived up to our award name.
Yeah. And the Office of Emergency Management behind the scene, remember, they work with the whole infrastructure, fire, police, public works, and parks. They work behind the scene. It's a smaller staff, but they touch everybody. So I just think the outpour of work that was done was very warranted by the influx of people that came. I think it was great.
Kudos to everybody that was involved, because it was
Councilman
stellar.
Davis.
Just real quickly, and one thing, neither by the police and definitely not the fire department, there were no other services lacking, because I kind of stayed away from downtown. But with normal issues in the community, especially around East Nashville, there was no lack of services, just because you know, it worked out very well.
Oh yeah, it was overtime, and that's the thing. Anytime there's an event, and you know, the city doesn't stop. I mean, we have to still support the event and then protect and serve the citizens that we normally do. And it's all based off of overtime. So I think that for me, just to say that the Nashville Convention and Visitors Bureau, what they do and how they help with the planning is just incredible. But again, hats off to everyone.
Amen.
Yeah, I had a question. I know that back when we kind of scared a few people with the amount of people downtown at a New Year's Eve event, and then we had to move it because of that. With this and the way that you've been able to figure out ingress and egress and access and this and that, are there plans to move that event sometime in the future back to downtown?
I can't say there are plans. We're always looking for, and then we're
That's
looking for
very
alternatives
diplomatic
to
of
where
you,
we are
Terry.
now. But the security at the site that we're in at the Bicentennial Mall couldn't be better
Okay.
for a New Year's Eve event. We had a lot of resources that we couldn't have afforded from the NFL and others to help protect Broadway. You had, I'm not even gonna go
Oh, I
into
see.
it, but you had some assets.
So if the NFL wants to put on our New Year's Eve event,
Yes.
they can okay.
Absolutely.
Well, you know,
invited.
some folks that's in North Nashville like the Bicentennial Mall location.
Yeah,
You know, they already have
beat
an
it up pretty
automatic
good, don't they?
amphitheater and stage that's built.
It's a while for the grass to grow
Holiday,
back,
so-
that's all.
Just
We
give them a
kinda
little
like
heads
it.
up and they'll be here.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Are we ready to take the vote? All in favor?
Yep.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much. We have also resolution, well, Bill 2019-1603. This is Councilman O'Connell, provides for the designation of public property within specified areas of downtown Nashville as a temporary special event zone during the time period beginning at 6:00 a.m. on June 5th and ending at midnight on June 10th. Relative to the use of this area in conjunction with the CMA Fest and relative activities and events. I signed on this, so I basically will say this is in support of something that we do all the time in order to accommodate the festival.
So moved.
Second.
Any more discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. The third is Bill 2019-1604, O'Connell, Virtue, and others, approves and authorizes the execution of an amended and restated agreement with respect to the development and operation of the Museum of African American Music.
So moved.
Second.
All right. Any questions? Yes.
Nothing, I'm just voting.
Okay.
There was quite a bit of discussion about both of these bills in budget and finance as well as in parks, libraries, and arts, and so I think we've talked it out. But for those who might just happen upon this YouTube video, reference those two, then you'll know that there was full discussion made. That's
Well,
fair.
we might have to make an amendment on it because the proper name is National Museum of African American Music. The art and cultural has been dropped. So I don't know, we may have to do that. I don't know if we do it here. But
Is that just the caption, or is it that?
No.
We can check and see if it's just the caption that's wrong.
yeah,
Madam Chair, let's
maybe
ask-
it was just the
Let's
caption.
ask
Well, you
Mr.
know,
Jamison about
okay.
that.
I'm sorry, Freddie, I didn't see you back here. Did you want to say anything?
No, I think what has been said already is correct. I was present for both the budget and finance and the Parks, Library, and Arts. And I think we're prepared to move this knowing that there will be some updates to the legal documents that
Okay.
are.
All in favor?
But, Madam Chair, you are exactly right. We should get the name of the museum correct.
All in favor? Any opposed? Okay. And I'm very happy because this has been long overdue. Bill 2019-1605, which is a sister resolution, a sister bill to the previous one, which approves a sublease of a portion of property located at the corner of Broadway and Fifth Avenue North from Oliver Macmillan Spectrum Emory to the Metro government to use as a museum celebrating African American music.
So moved.
Second.
Any questions, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There being none. Thank you all very much. We appreciate your presence. The meeting is adjourned.
Joseph?